So I'm going to be making a tofu cheesecake, and I'm like, I haven't made one in such a long time, and I'm like, I'm just going to make one right now. So I'm like, let me come on live. I've never used the Nama C2 to make a tofu cheesecake, so I'm going to be doing it for the first time. So first I have to make the crust, of course. So I have some vanilla wafers, and I'm just gonna crush it up, put it inside of the, I already lined my spring pan, and I put some parchment paper on it. Good night, good night. And we're going to like crush them a little bit and then put it on inside of the spring pan. All right, so I'm gonna put a few in at first, and let me get the cover. I'm gonna put the cover on, and I think I'm gonna do like a pulse. I'm just gonna do the pulse. Push this out a little bit. So this is the Nama C2. I do have a code. It is Shanique10 for 10% off. So as soon as you put it on, it says blend a bit. You can't really see it. So I'm going to try to do it on, not the mill. I just maybe try to pulse it and see. And just like that, it's done. That was a couple of seconds, and it has a nice consistency. I may need a little bit more. I'm gonna put this inside of a pan, and I'm gonna add some, I have some plant-based margarine to it, and we're going to make it. Okay, so we're gonna just take what we have, we're gonna place it into a bowl. I hope everyone's doing good. Hi, Lisa. How are you? So I'm just gonna take this off, and I'm gonna pour it inside of this bowl. Maybe it's enough or not. I'm just gonna do a little bit more so we can have a nice crust. Let me show you. Just put in the wafers inside of the Nama C2 blender. All my links are in my bio for like my Nama, all my juice and products. So if you check the link in my bio, you'll see it there. So now we're just gonna pulse it again. And then we're gonna add some let me take it off. I think you have to make sure it's on properly. Okay. And normally I'm standing up behind it and doing it. Shake it up a little. So how is everyone doing tonight? And you know, like, you could use this, you could use like oats, whatever, and make like oat flour. You could do anything. So whenever I'm making like cheesecake, you know, you can use a fork to crumble it, but sometimes I get a little bit, I try to make everything, make my life a little bit easier. So I just put it in the blender, pulse it, and then you have it all crumbled up. So I have some Earth Balance, which margarine already should be at room temperature. Let me show you the brand that I'm using. So I went to Green's Market today and it was actually on sale. It's normally like normally like $6 for this, and I got it for $2.99, which I was like super excited about. So I have one out already, and I'm just gonna add this to the crumbs, the crumbled wafers with a fork. You could add sugar to it, but I'm not gonna add any more sugar since, you know, it's already sweet. I'm just gonna take out the rest, and I'm gonna just put some water in here because I'm gonna also use this to make the filling of the cream cheese. So I'm just adding some water. Oh, let me show you a quick trick. All right, you add water to your pitcher, and then you cover it back up. You put it back onto the blender. I think you could do this with any blender, really. And then you turn it on. They actually have a clean mode here on the Nama C2. So I'm just gonna click it over to the clean mode and press it. And just like that, it's clean. I'm great. This is my first live. I just bought a Nama C2 for Christmas / retirement gift to myself. I love it. Oh, Lisa, is this Miss Lisa that I know? I know Lisa Williams, but I'm not sure if it's you. I'm trying to look at the photo. Oh, that's a great present that you bought yourself. So just like this, I just put up pulse it, and then it's all done. You could add soap to it also, if you want. I didn't add any soap to it. And just like that, that's how you could quickly clean it. And I'm just gonna wipe out the inside of it because I'm going to add all my filling that I'm going to use. So I'm going to be using let's finish the batter, right? Let's finish the batter. I mean the crumbs. So I have the base of it, right? So I have the base. No, you don't know me. you're in Florida. Oh, you're in nice warm Florida. I am jealous. So I have my Earth Balance butter here, vegan margarine, plant-based butter. Because everything I'm going to be doing right now is going to be plant-based. I never use measurements. I just go by my eyes. So I'm going to just take a piece of this, and we're going to add it to this. Right? So let's cut a piece of the margarine. I'm just going to do a half right now to see if that is sufficient. And I'm just going to press it inside of the, it's better, let me see if I could angle the camera so you could see what I'm doing. Try to put it down. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm just going to go in. I need a bigger fork, but it's late in the night. So right now it's 11:54, and I'm making a tofu cream cheese cake for my son because this is his favorite, and it's his birthday in 6 minutes. And I started a little bit late because, you know, you have to let it cool and set and everything. And so, you know, but as long as it's done, that's all that matters. All right. So I am in New York. Today wasn't so bad, Lisa. Today was like in the high 40s. I mean, you still needed your jacket. The sun was shining, which I was happy about. it was a sunny day. So, but you know, it's still cold. It's not Florida. So I'm just combining this right now. I do have some of the cookie is still not like fully crumbled or broken into small pieces, whatever. So I'm gonna add some more margarine because it's looking a bit dry. It's looking a bit dry, so I'm gonna just add some more margarine to it. And as I said before, you know, I just do it by eye. So I'm using an entire pack of these wafers. Maybe I should have put the margarine inside, but so I like it to have like more of a crumbly texture than like totally like milled, like really fine. That's how I like the base of my tofu cheesecake. So I'm just trying to make sure everything combines properly, and I'm trying to hurry up because it is late. And you know, no one wants to be up late, but that's how the cookie crumbles, as they say, right? So this is an C2, and I'm, as I said, I'm using it for the first time to make a tofu cheesecake. So we're gonna see how it works. I mean, you could use a food processor or whatever, but I'm like, a blender makes my life so much easier, right? Even you could even make like coconut milk with this. Like in Jamaica, how we normally use our like a grater and make coconut milk. Looks like I'm gonna have to use the entire piece. And but you know, nowadays no one really uses a grater and like a cheesecloth or whatever to strain it out. Most people use a blender if they have one. You put the coconut inside of the blender, you blend it up, and you make a nice fresh coconut milk. So my blender makes my life a little bit easier. It was nice here today, in the low 70s. Oh, I'm jealous. Tomorrow I'm in North Florida. So so you're gonna go up farther, maybe up to like, I know north like Jacksonville is the farthest up north, right? So up there will be cold. I have a friend, Raina, she's in Georgia, and you know, it was a bit chilly down there too. So that's how it is, right? Even in Florida, it gets a little bit cold sometimes this time of year. But what I like about Florida is all the fresh fruits. OMG, I love that about Florida. You could actually plant. Do you see how it's coming together now? This is how I like it. I'm in Tallahassee. Oh, I've never been to Tallahassee. I've been to Orlando. Of course, I went to Disney World a few times, or I went to Universal Studios. I went to West Palm Beach. Where else in Florida did I go? Yeah. So, look, it's coming right together nice. You see it? So this way, it's easier to put inside. It's gonna be nice inside of the press pan. I'm gonna bring the press pan over. We're gonna put it in. I already lined my press pan. What I did was like, I used parchment paper, but I'm using some coconut oil, and I just sprayed it a little bit here to to let the parchment paper like stick down and hold shape. That's my little trick. So now I have my press pan, and we're going to put the crumbs. What do you call this? The crust. the crust. I use wafers, vanilla wafers. I blended it up, and now we're gonna put it inside of my press pan, and we're gonna set it aside. I hope you could see this properly. And then we're gonna set it aside as we make our the filling for the vegan tofu cream cheese, cream cheese, cheesecake, cream cheese. We're going to use vegan cream cheese and tofu, right? So I'm just pressing it, making sure that it's spread evenly around the bottom of the pan. So this is done. So I'm just gonna go in with my fork and make sure that it's fully lined. I used a half a stick of butter. I didn't add any sugar, as I said before. I'm trying to use less sugar, guys. You know. Oh, happy Black History Month. So I'm trying to use less sugar because honestly, too much sugar is not good for anyone. So I will add sugar inside of the filling itself. So because I'm going to be doing that, you know, I'm like, that's enough. It's gonna be sweet enough, and wafers are naturally sweet. If you use like Oreos or whatever you use for the crust, or graham crackers or whatever, to me is already sweet. So I try not to add any more sugar. So this is what it looks like, right? And now we're going to do the inside. So we're gonna just set this to the side. I like to cream my tofu first. So I'm just gonna, I have two types of, oops, a little wet. I have two types of tofu. I have the firm and the silken. I normally use the firm and then blend it all the way until it gets nice and smooth. But I'm like, I'm going to try the silken tofu this time with it. So we're going to open this up, drain it, wash it off, and add it to the pitcher. So let's get back our pitcher here. Let's wipe this off. And then we're going to be making, and I also bought some vegan cream cheese, which I'm going to add to it and sweeten it. I hope I could, I also like to add a little bit of, oh, let's just drain this off. So this is the silken tofu, right? I'm going to use a spoon to cut that out. Let me just take this one out. And this is the firm. So I'm gonna rinse off this. I always try to rinse it off, but with the silken tofu, you can't really rinse it. So I'm just going to, let me get a spoon. So guys, so this is a silken tofu. And now we're going to add the silken tofu to the blender. I'm going to add it along with, what I'm going to do is break this up. All right, I'm going to break, let me use a fork. Or I'll use a knife to cut it up. Even though this one says firm, it's like extra firm. It's like really, really dense. So I may put this in first because I will be blending it a little bit longer than I would have to make it nice and smooth. The reason why I put both of them, the firm and the silken tofu, is that I want it to be not too soft. I still want it to have some body, right? So I'm just gonna put this in here. Just drain it off a little. I washed the tofu. So I'm just gonna put the tofu inside of here, like crumble it up. And now we're gonna put some of the silken tofu in there also. So the silken one is very soft. And what we're going to use to bind it together, we're going to use some cornstarch, right? So let's first do this. I need some lime juice. I like to add a little bit of lime juice. I hope I could find I bought some fresh organic lemons today. You know, I can't find the thing to squeeze the lime juice. I've been looking for it. Because, you know, I'm gonna need a little bit of liquid. Let me see how it will work without adding the liquid. Maybe I could add a little bit of vanilla. All right, let's try. Let's see how it works first. Let me see if it's in here. No. Okay. Cover. We need the cover. So we're gonna cover this up. Right? I'm gonna turn it on. Let me see. Hi. Sorry, Nilami Singh. I didn't see that you're saying hi. Yes, hi, hello. How are you? So I'm gonna just blend it a little to see if I need. Oh, I still have it on clean mode. So let's take it off clean mode. Let's maybe put it on mill. I need a little liquid, guys. I need some liquid in here. Let me try to get the lime juice going. Because I try not to put too much liquid in there. Oh, I forgot one ingredient. I don't have that one. So I'm just rubbing the lime so we could get the most juice out of it. I forgot one thing. I normally use like a concentrate, like a lime juice concentrate in there to give it a little tart flavor. And I forgot it. So we're gonna cut this lemon, right? This is a lemon. And I have a lot of the zest. Okay, so this is a lemon. You have to make sure you remove the seeds, of course. Right? So you remove the seeds, and then we're gonna squeeze out some of the juice. I'm gonna put it in another container first because I don't want any of the seeds to go inside. So let's juice these lemons. I don't have my normal lemon press squeezer right now, so we have to use our old-fashioned methods of doing things by just using my hands, right? Sometimes we don't have all these gadgets, but you do it what you have. So of course I'm getting lots of seeds here, so that's why I'm putting it in this container first, and then we will remove the seeds, and then we will just blend it up. but the lemon or lime will give it a nice like tart flavor, and it will actually mimic the real taste of like regular cream cheese. Okay, gonna need a little bit more, so let's do another one. Lean. So I'm gonna just rub it like I just rub the I'm making a mess, guys. The lime on the counter, just like this, so it gets soft, so we get all the juice out of it. So we're just gonna cut it again and try to get all the juice out. I mean, that's why I like gadgets. They save time and they make things a lot easier. Right? But sometimes we just have to. In Jamaica, they have a saying, you take your hand and turn and make fashion. So sometimes you just have to use what you have. Right? But I'm getting a lot of juice. Can you see? You just have to press very hard. So as I said, I'm using the Nama C2. It's a combination of a juicer and blender. So I'm only using the blender portion right now to make this tofu cheesecake. Maybe I should have made the juice, right? That would be a good demonstration of how the juicer works, but I don't really feel like that right now. I'm toughing it out tonight. So now I'm just going to remove all the seeds out of it. All right, remove all the seeds so that we don't get any seeds inside of our tofu cheesecake. Oh, and sometimes I like to add some of the cream cheese in this stage also. So what I'm going to do is kind of just mix it around a little so the liquid goes to the bottom, because we're going to need the liquid to blend it. So that's the juice of 2 lemons. I'm probably going to add more. What I like to do is just taste as I go. Let's see if that helps. As you could see that I'm gonna open this here and put it here. It actually worked. It's working. It's working, guys. So now I'm going to add the rest of the silken tofu. I just wanted to like make sure that I got the firm tofu smooth, and as you could see, it's working. Right? So now I'm just gonna add the rest of the silken tofu. Ooh. Do I have vanilla? I need vanilla. Okay, so that's it. Now I'm gonna put another one of the top of the, I'm using the tofu brand. Judy, hello. Judy says hello. Would you say this blender is similar to your Vitamix? Which do you think works better? So this is gonna tell me right now, because it is comparable to the Vitamix. And happy birthday! I'm not on YouTube though. Happy birthday. So I'm telling everyone that I'm making you your favorite cake for your birthday. It is comparable, but I've always made tofu cheesecake in my Vitamix. So I'm gonna try it out for the first time in the C2, and then we're gonna know. Okay, so that this live will help us to figure that out. And so far so good, because it's making my tofu nice and silky smooth, which I prefer. So I'm gonna use, this is a vegan cream cheese, 1 tub. I'm gonna put another one in. I like to go little by little. That way, like, I get everything nice and smooth. So I may be on this live a little bit long, guys, but you know. Okay, got you. Judy says, okay, got you. Yes, Judy. So I've used the C2 to make I have a video where I used it to make like I used the leftover pulp to make a soup, and it worked well. But this is the first time I'm using it in this recipe, because I've not made tofu cheesecake in a long time. So this is the same way I would use my Vitamix to do it. So we're gonna find out. But for I have done with it before, it does work as good as a Vitamix. All right, so let's blend this up now. And I like this part that this thing that it comes with, so you could just easily push down as you blend. So smooth, so smooth, guys. Let me show you. Look how smooth it is. So smooth. And it's doing it pretty quick. So let me put another, I like to put a lot of the tofu cream cheese in here. And of course I'm gonna add sugar to it to sweeten it. After I add the sugar, oh, I can't forget the cornstarch, because that's my binder. So let's add another tub of the cream cheese. And I had to drive around to find this today because I couldn't find it in Whole Foods. Sometimes this tofu brand is hard to find. And to me, this is the best tasting cream cheese. It makes the best tasting tofu cheesecake out of all the other cream cheese I've ever tried. And they even changed the this is the brand Tofuti. They even changed the logo because it used to be like white, white and like a green color, I think. Okay, so we have that. Now, actually, I have some cornstarch here. And I always try to go for like non-GMO verified, because you know corn is one of those products that is like highly, like most corn in the US is actually GMO. So I always try to find the non-GMO one. And I got this from Whole Foods. It's a 365 brand. And the only ingredient is cornstarch, of course. So I'm going to, what I like to do is add it to some, let's add it to some water to it, maybe. So we're going to use the same thing that we use the lime juice from, and I may add some more lime juice to it, so that way we keep it. Some people make like some people use like plant-based milk, and that's the next thing I don't measure. Look at me not measuring the cornstarch. I just pour it in because I want it to, I don't even know how much this is. This is probably 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch. And I'm gonna add some more, another lime to it. Because the lime to me really give it a nice flavor. So this, I guess this is gonna be like a lemon cheesecake, guys. So let me roll this out again. Roll in another lime, and I'm going to use the lime juice to combine with the cornstarch to and put it inside of the mixture. And I have to remind myself sometimes to add sugar, because I always do this part of it first, and when it's nice and smooth, then I add my sugar to it. So that way, let me cut this. So that way, I just like it nicely blended. Nicely blended. Because, you know, cheesecake has to be smooth. So I'm just squeezing out. You can't see me. Let me come over a little. I'm just squeezing out the lime again, the lemon, so that way I could add it to the cornstarch. I mean, I could add water too, but I just like that lemony taste in the tofu cheesecake. It would be so much easier if I could find my lemon squeezer. Okay, now we're gonna just pour it in. Be mindful not to let the, there we go. Not to let the, I may add a little bit of water or some of the batter. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this. To the cream, to the cornstarch, so that way, oh, I put a lot, guys. It's stuck to the bottom, so I'm just mixing it out. All right, there we go. This This is a cornstarch mixture. How many tubs did I put in already? 3 of the tofu cheese. Of the cream cheese. I may add a 4th one. I use a lot of cornstarch because I want it to like be firm and hold together good. Okay. So I'm gonna add one. I'm gonna add this in. Can you see? Yes, you can. I'm gonna blend it in. Pull this out. Cover it up. Make sure you cover it good. I've had accidents before. So smooth. It's working better than I thought, guys. Not that I thought it wouldn't work, but the last time I was using my Vitamix, I was struggling with it. So it's working actually better than the Vitamix the last time I used it. Let me see where I could find some vanilla. If there's any vanilla in here. Let me get some vanilla. I don't see any in here. Let me find vanilla. I always put vanilla in it. It gives it a nice flavor. I didn't get my stuff together before I came on live. Oh, I found it, guys. I found the vanilla. So we're gonna add some vanilla. Ooh. We're gonna add some vanilla to the mix. We're gonna take this off. Look how smooth this is. Oh my gosh, this is so smooth. So silky smooth. I'm loving how it's looking right now. As I said, I don't measure. I'm just gonna add. Oh, that's a little bit too much, but that's it. Okay, so there's the vanilla. Now I'm going to add some sugar also, and then we're gonna blend that up. So I have some organic cane sugar, and I'm going to use the organic cane sugar. I also have some tamarindo, but I like to use like the lighter color sugar because, you know, we want to maintain that color. And I always look to make sure that it's vegan whenever I'm buying sugar. Now, yes, sugar is made from sugar cane and it should be vegan, but some sugars aren't vegan because of the way they process the sugar. Sometimes I think they use like bone or something to grind the sugar. So I always check to make sure that it has like a vegan mark. This is also organic, non-GMO. And this one also says, has the vegan sign, is kosher, non-GMO, right? So we're going to go with this one because it's lighter and we want to keep that color, you know. I'm not gonna measure. I'm just gonna pour. I'm just gonna pour. Okay, that's probably a little bit under a cup. But I'm gonna taste it and we're gonna know if we need more or not. So we're gonna cover it up again. Turn it on. Now I see that, like, you always have to scrape down your, let me take this out. Oh, it's like really smooth. Like it's looser than it normally would be. Maybe because I use the silken tofu, and as I said before, I normally just use the firm tofu. I've never really used the silken tofu to make the tofu cheesecake because I like it to have some body, you know. But this is doing way better than I thought it would. I'm wondering if I should add. Let me taste it now, even though. Let me taste it to see if we need a little bit more sugar. And grab a spoon. All right. Let's have a little taste. It's sweet. It needs a little bit more lime juice. And yeah, I'm gonna add some more lime juice. Now, because I'm doing it manually, I would get so much more lime juice if I actually use the blender portion of this C2. But since I'm just using my hand, I'm not really getting as much. But I'm telling you, this thing is like so smooth. So smooth. I'm really impressed already. I truly am impressed with this. Because whenever I use my food processor to make this recipe, oh, it's so much work. Because it doesn't really blend. And I have a good one too with like a high capacity. And it doesn't really get it as smooth. So I prefer to use my blender. I used my food processor once to make this recipe, and after that I'm like, nope, I can't do it again. And as I said, I normally use a Vitamix, but today we're testing out the C2 to see how well it does, because you know, I haven't made a video with the C2 in a while, and I'm like, let me do this right now. Oh, my hand almost hit it over. That would have been disastrous. Okay. Let's get let me pour this in. And try not to let any of the seeds come out. I'm just pouring the lime juice in here. Pouring the lime juice. Now, you don't have to use lime juice if you don't want to. But as I said, I like the flavor it gives. I'm going to add a little bit more sugar. Just a little bit. I should be measuring, guys, but I don't. And you know, and that's what, like, everyone always asks me, give me the recipe. Like, I go by taste, right? I really do. I go by taste. If it tastes good, then you know it's good. And I think I might add a little bit more cornstarch to it. I ring it. There's this audio that talks about, like, you know, my grandma doesn't measure. Like, you know, you know what's right, and then you just go with that. I normally don't even know what's right. I think I just guess it sometimes. So I don't want to add any more liquid because it's very liquidy right now. So I'm gonna actually take out some of the liquid here and add it to the cornstarch. Some people add flour. I don't add flour. So I guess if you use a recipe that you would add flour, you wouldn't have to use as much cornstarch as I'm using. So I'm just going to add some of the liquid to this cornstarch mixture and then mix it, and then we're going to put it back in and blend it because we want the cream cheese to be solid, to be firm when we cut it, right? So I'm just mixing it in just like this. And right now I really am, and I'm not saying I am an affiliate with Nama, of course, as you all may know, but like, even though I'm not saying this just to say it, but it's really blending it out very good. I'm being honest, really. Because, like, I never thought that I would use any other blender. I'm like, oh, listen, I have a commercial Vitamix at home. So I have a commercial one, and before that I had that's my second one. That's my second Vitamix, and I'm like, I don't think I would ever use any other blender. But I'm telling you, this is doing the job. This is really doing the job. And so far, I haven't had any hiccups. So I do have a promo code, and it's just Shanique C2 or Shanique 10, and you could get 10% off this Vitamix. Of this Nama C2. Okay, let's close it up, pull it out, and turn it on. Okay, I think that should be good. Oh, I should have showed you, like, whenever you're blending it, it tells you the time, like how much minutes you have been blending it for. So let's have another taste. It should be good now, but let's just taste it to make sure. I should have really checked to see how many minutes it was blending for. You can see it's nice and smooth. Ooh, I have to be careful not to spill it. Everything is fully combined. All the sugar, the cornstarch, it's just like very smooth. I don't need any more sugar. I don't need any more sugar. It's sweet. That's why I don't put sugar inside of the crust, because I'm gonna put sugar here and it's like, let me check one more time to see if it's tart enough for me. It's good. It's really good. I'm gonna let my daughter come and taste it. She is normally my taste tester. So she's keeping my company because as you all know that I started late making this, and we're gonna have to bake it for an hour, and then after the hour is completed, then we're going to have to let it cool down before we could put it in the refrigerator. She's not gonna stay up with me that entire time, but she's up for a good cause. She's like, Mommy, I'm staying up with you. So she's keeping my company, and she's gonna taste it for me right now and let me know what is needed or what, if it's good.
Can I taste it now?
Sure. Here you go. I'm live on YouTube.
Thank you. Can I taste it again?
Can you taste it again? She's giggling as she says. She says, "Can I taste? What do you think I need to add? Is there enough cream cheese in it? Should I add?
Just blend it a bit more because it's a bit like kind of grainy.
It's a little grainy. It's the corn starch.
Oh.
When I bake it, you won't taste it anymore. Should I add one more off the top of the cream cheese, or that's good?
I think can I taste some more?
You can't. She had like 3 spoonfuls already, and she's like, "Can I taste some more?" That's not tasting now.
It tastes really good.
It tastes really good. Thank you. So it's a newly approved. She says it tastes really good. I think maybe I should add one more. Do I have one? How many tubs did I use? Let me see.
I don't know.
1, 2. I'm gonna add one more tub. It's good? Okay. I'm just gonna add one more tub, even though Anuli says it's good.
I'm gonna be right back because I have to charge my phone, okay?
Alright. So it doesn't need it, but I'm just gonna add another tub to make 4. She took several taste tests. So I know it's good, but I just like it to be like super cream cheesy, right? And our alternative to that is this tofu brand of Better. It's called Better Than Cream Cheese. Better Than Cream Cheese. I'm telling you, like, I mean, if you have any soy allergy, of course you can't have this, but, or if you choose not to add soy to your diet, maybe I should try to make, I have made a raw version where I use cashews, and it was really good. I used cashews as the base with coconut milk, and I used, what did I sweeten it with? I think because it was raw, I used some dates. I soaked the dates, then I blended up and everything. And like I made this nice raw cheesecake, and it was really, really good. I used macadamia nuts and pistachios. Oh, the pistachios were so good in the for the crust. That was really good. Really, really good. So now I'm just gonna add an extra tub of this just to make it nice and cream cheesy. And then that's it. And then we're going to pour it. Oh, I forgot to preheat my oven. So bake. Start. So we're gonna preheat the oven. We're gonna blend this up, and then we're gonna pour it inside of the container. And that's it. And that's it. Maybe if I had measurements, it would take less time. But as I said, I just go by.
You always make it from scratch.
Yes, of course. Okay, so that was 1 minute and 2 seconds of blending. I remember this time to look. So let's open this. Okay. So smooth. Do you see that? Do you see how smooth this is? Very smooth. Very smooth. And I added the extra cream cheese because it was a little bit, it looked a little bit too loose, the batter. So that's, and it, you know, give it a nice cream cheese flavor, but it was a little bit too watery. So that should be good. Now I'm going to bring over my my pan. Let me push this over to the side so you all could see what I'm doing. So this is my lined, again, my lined pan. Let me get a I'm gonna put this under just in case any leakage happens. I don't want to mess up the oven. As you could see, I put a piece of parchment paper at the bottom, and I put it around the rim of the spring pan. And this is my what's this called? Vanilla wafer. Vanilla wafer. And I put some earth balance in it and no sugar, and just put it there because this is sweet enough. Now I'm going to pour, or as my
Not closing.
what's not closing?
Yes.
Oh, as my brethren Daraja says, we're going to rich it in. Well, now you did. So we're gonna rich it in, not pour it in. Okay, so this is whoop. Now we're going to pour it in. We're gonna rich it in. So it has a thicker consistency after I added the other tub of cream cheese, because I don't want to put too much. So that's good. Right? And now all we have to do is bake it. I'm just waiting for we have a little bit left over. I'm going to add it to another container. But look how it looks so far. Did you see how smooth it was as I poured it out? So to Judy, who asked, is this comparable to a Vitamix? It totally is, because I have always made my tofu cheesecake inside of my Vitamix, and because I like how smooth it makes it compared to when I use my food processor, and it's like so smooth, creamy, has a good taste. It's delicious. Anuli says it's delicious, and if Anuli says it's delicious, it's delicious. She's a very picky eater. I love you too, baby. She's a super picky eater. So if she says it tastes good, it tastes good. So yeah, so this is the Nama C2. It's a combination of a blender and a juicer. And I'm using the blender portion tonight, which I should have used the juicer to make that lime juice. It would have made this video shorter, but I enjoy spending time with you all. And sometimes we don't have everything, right? We don't have all the gadgets, but we use what we have, and and to make sure that it works. So this is it. It's at 319 right now. I'm preheating my oven to 350. I will bake it on 350 degrees Fahrenheit, right? It's not Celsius, for an hour. Then, because I won't be live all this time, right? So I'm just telling you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take it out, or sometimes I even leave it inside of the oven and just let it just cool down. When it's totally cool, then I put it inside of the refrigerator and let it set properly. And I also watch it in between. Even though I put it for an hour, I still watch it to make sure that it's not like, depending on, sometimes the oven it gets very hot, so I just check it to make sure it's baked properly and doesn't get burned on the top or anything like that. And then it's ready now. And then I take it out, let it cool, and then I make the topping afterwards. So I'll make the topping tomorrow. I have some fresh organic strawberries, and I'm gonna make like a little syrup. Sometimes I have a cheat code. You know what my cheat code is? Instead of making like the sauce for the strawberries, I buy strawberry preserves and just put it in the saucepan and heat it up with the fresh strawberries and pour it on it. And listen, we're all busy. We have other things to do. And I won't be making the sauce from scratch. I do everything else except for that. Okay? So that's my confession. Um, so I have this one here. It's a strawberry preserve, and this is what's going to help me. I also have fresh strawberries, as I said, inside of my refrigerator, fresh organic strawberries, which I'm going to add to this. And I don't know. I always look for this little label, the non-GMO, if it matters, but it matters to me. So, and after it's nice and cool, you put in the fridge, nice and cool. Then when I like to add it just like when we're about to, well, a little bit before we're about to cut it. So I just put the warm it up with the fresh strawberries. Then I put it on top. And then sometimes I'll just pop it back inside of the refrigerator for a little bit. So, it gets a little solidifies. And then cut it and eat it. Yummy, delicious. I'll try to remember to put it on a community post later on tomorrow even when we cut it, because as I said, it's officially my son's birthday, and his Earth Day. This is his favorite cake. Like, I normally sometimes buy cake, like this vegan cake from Red Mango in Brooklyn, Cinnamon Girl. If you ever Cinnamon Girl, they have a store in Brooklyn and they have one in Manhattan now. They make the best vegan cakes. So I'll buy the red velvet. It's so good. Their carrot cake is delicious. And lately we have been buying this one where it's a vanilla cake with strawberry chocolate frosting. And I normally don't like chocolate, but this cake is so good. Cinnamon Girl. So look up Cinnamon Girl in Brooklyn and in Manhattan, and they make the best, I'm telling you, the best vegan cakes. But my son declined on that because this one is his favorite. Even though it's late, I had to make it for him because he doesn't really listen, like, he doesn't really like cakes that much. So if this is what he wants and it's his birthday, I'm going to do it for him, even if it's 1 o'clock or 12:59 at night, and I'll be up for the next 2 hours. I will do it for my son. Anything for my children. So this is it. I'm gonna put it inside of the oven now and clean up because I still have my pots on here from cooking earlier. So let's open up the oven. Let's go here. We're gonna open up the oven and we're gonna put it inside. And then I'm gonna clean up the kitchen as it bakes, right? So this is what it looks like, everyone. Listen, if you're not following me, please do hit that follow button. I know I normally put like juicing content, but I've been plant-based for, well, I was a pescatarian up until 2003, and I've been plant-based ever since. Ital Vital. So it's in. Now we're going to just close it up. And we're going to set it for timer for an hour. Timer on. Timer 1, Oh, I guess I have to put 60 in. Okay. It's acting up, guys. It's acting up. Start. Okay. Hopefully I got it now. So yeah, so now I'm gonna just clean up my kitchen, and as I wait for everything to be finished. And thank you all for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do. And I will put in the community post a little bit later on, so you'll see the cake, right? The finished product of the tofu cheesecake. Um, yeah. So I'll be up for the next hour. Maybe I don't know. I'm not gonna promise that I'm gonna come on live when it's fully baked, but I will definitely try to put it in the community post so you could see the final results of it. So yes, does anyone have any questions for me? Does anyone have any questions about the juicer, the blender? So I'm gonna use the rest of it. I'm gonna put it inside of a pan. And I do have another spring pan, which I may use. Or maybe I should find a little, I'm gonna look for a small, because I don't feel like making any, let me find a glass. So I found a glass container. I'm just gonna rinse it out, and I'm gonna bake the rest of it in here because I don't feel like doing. I don't feel like making any. Should I put the crumbs? Should I put the, what's it called? The crust on it? Should I do it? Let me know. What do you think? Should I grind up some more and make a little crust and just bake it? Well, I would probably do it by hand because I'm not going to clean out this thing again. So I think I'm just gonna crumble a little bit of the crust at the bottom. Just gonna do it right inside of it. What I'm gonna do first is, so I have some of the, another way to do it is I think you could put it in like a Ziploc bag. Ooh, I'm gonna try something different. I'm just gonna line it with, I'm gonna line it with the cookies, with the wafers like this, and pour it on top and see how it turns out. Just like this. I don't have any patience, and I don't have any more patience. So just put 9, okay? We're gonna put 9, and we're just gonna pour it on top of it. It's late, and I have to clean up the kitchen, take a shower, and go to bed. So we're just gonna pour the rest of it on top. Oh, one thing I forgot to do. Most important, because it will get stuck. So we're gonna just I'm using some coconut oil spray to make sure that it doesn't stick. Okay. All right. So So we're just gonna pour the rest of it in here. Let me get something to scoop the rest down. Can't find a spatula. Where is it? Can't find it, guys. I'm just gonna use a spoon and scoop it down. I'm gonna scrape it. Oh, right here. I'm looking everywhere and it's right behind me. We're just gonna scrape all of it because we're not gonna waste anything. Right? Oh, maybe I can show you how to clean it again. So we're just gonna scoop out everything. Everything. I gotta clean up this kitchen. So while I clean up the kitchen, at least I'll be killing some time while this thing bakes. Right? I'm just scooping out everything. I made a lot of batter. I could actually smooth it at the top. I'm going to show you what a method to do to clean it out a little bit easier. I think that's enough. Just smooth this on. I'm going to pop this in the oven with the other one. Let me wipe around the rim. So it doesn't burn. Okay, I'm just gonna add this one to the oven with the other one. Put it in the oven. Actually, I have look at this trick that I did, guys. So you know, so I have another spring pan, and I just added it to the spring pan, put it inside, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven because I can't find my other. I think I'm gonna just put it at the top. Just gonna put it at the top. up. I'm gonna put the timer on. The timer is not working for me. I don't know why. I'm having some issues with the timer. So you hit timer on. I'm putting, okay. It's only giving me 10, so maybe I need to put 60. It's not doing it. I don't know why it's not working. I used it earlier and it worked. Oh, it's already on. So that's why. Maybe because I already set it. So, yeah. So now I'm just going to clean up. I'm just going to clean up the kitchen and wait for an hour. And I will show you all again a little bit later. Everything. So stay tuned. So just check my community post a little bit later and I will show you everything. Okay. Thank you all for watching. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do hit that subscription button. And this year, hopefully I'll be doing more lives with you all. Yeah, so even maybe I should do, if you want like any particular juice like recipes or anything like that, just let me know and I'll try to make it, right? So now it's just time to clean up everything. So have a good night, everyone. Let me see if there are any questions before I sign off. I guess not. So that's it. It was fun. As I said before, this is the brand that I use, Tofu Tea. I'm not sponsored, but they make like the best tasting vegan cream cheese to me. It's called Better Than Cream Cheese, and I've used this brand for like okay, as I said, like I've been plant-based for a very long time. So I started to become a pescatarian in 1999. I was a pescatarian then, right? But I didn't eat any, I haven't had any dairy, um, any that consists of eggs. I haven't had any milk, cow's milk, um, or like cheeses since before 1999. And this was like one of the first brands this was the only brand that I knew that even had vegan cheese. Or they had like this vegan pizza. Oh, my son loved it. I've not seen that vegan pizza in such a long time that the Tofu Tea brand makes, but it's like that was his favorite. It looks like it's a square, just like how the New York City school lunch pizzas was. It looks like a square like that. And then whenever he was going to school and they had like a pizza day or anything like that, I would send that to school with him. It was hard, I could say, because like during that time I always tried to make things that the other kids were having. I would get a printout of the lunch menu. It's my son's birthday, so we're talking about him right now. So I would get like a printout of the menu that the school had for the week, and whatever they had every day, I would make the vegan version of that. So when they had pizza, I would get the tofu brand, or if I didn't make it from scratch, I would do that. So whatever, if they had like, say, burgers or whatever, I'd make like a veggie burger for him. Everything, anything. If they're gonna have lasagna, the night before I was making that lasagna to make sure that my son didn't feel left out. um because like, kids are kids, right? So if they see everyone else eating one thing and they're eating something different, they're going to feel left out. So I didn't want that to happen with my son, so I made sure that I made the equivalent of everything for him, um so that way he wouldn't feel that way. So it that actually taught me to be like super creative in the kitchen. Hence my name, Shanique the Kreative Vegan, because during that time I was just making sure that you know he's gonna have everything. I would make like, my cousin Andrine taught me how to make the vegan meatballs, or veggie balls, or whatever you want to call them, with TVP. Like in Jamaica, we one summer, like when I first transitioned to this new lifestyle, she's 7 day Adventist, right? So even though she isn't plant-based, she's been 7 day Adventist all of her life. So she knows a lot of plant-based recipes. So she taught me that one. And I remember we took the TVP, that's textured vegetable protein, which is like soy flour, basically. And then like, I guess they use the gluten off it, or I'm not sure exactly how it's made, but it's normally dry, and then you have to hydrate it by adding water to it. So we rehydrated it, and season it up, put some flour to bind it, to combine it together. And we made like, we put, a scallion, it all your seasoning, your scallion, it thyme, your garlic, everything. And we made vegan meatballs, right? Or the plant-based version of that, mock, or whatever you want to call it. And I remember we made it and gave some to my grandfather. Now, my grandfather, from ever since I know myself, from ever since I was born, he had heart disease. And then when we made it and he ate it, he was like, "Oh, it tastes so good." And he was like, "This is what my doctor is telling me to eat." And I'm saying this because um that's one thing, like, since it's not just because it's Black History Month, but there are certain things that the African American community suffers from, which is um heart disease and strokes, and that all has to do with your um a lot of times it has to do with our diets. I'm also a registered nurse, if you don't know that. I remember, like, recently, um like within the past 5-7 years or so, maybe not so long, like the past 4 years, I noticed that the diet, like a heart healthy diet, has changed, like in the hospital. I had a patient who was newly diagnosed with heart disease, and his food came, and he's looking at the food and he's like upset. He's like, "There's no meat. There's no meat on my plate. They gave me this plate and there's no meat on it. What am I to eat? What am I supposed to eat?" And when I read the sheet, it said heart, he was on like a heart healthy diet because he was just newly diagnosed with heart disease. So now they're pushing a plant-based diet for people who are suffering from heart disease. And it was funny that that happened with my patient, and I noticed that only like say 4 years ago. It was like during the pandemic or a little bit after that. And oh, good night, Lisa. Thank you for staying with me and thank you for watching. Um and I will make sure I post so you could see the end. And when we made that for him, that was in, because he passed in 2002, and we made it for him like early 2000s, late 1900s, 19 listen, 1990s, right? My daughter, she's like, "Mommy, you're born in the 1900s." And it makes it like, it makes you feel like, oh wow, you're ancient because you're born in the 1900s. But it's funny how from that time his cardiologist actually told him to, eat a plant based diet or try to convert over, and that's better for your heart. So even if you aren't fully plant based or vegan or ITAL or whatever terminology you use to describe your diet, it is vital and it's very important for you to add more fruits and more vegetables to your diet, right? I know everything is not for everybody. I I don't. Everyone's not going to be vegan. Everyone's not going to be plant based, but at least add more fruits, more vegetables to your diet to be a healthier version of yourself. Whether if it's by making a salad or juicing. To me, juicing is like one of the easiest ways to add more fruits and vegetables to your diet, because you just put it inside of the juicer, you turn it on, and you drink it, and you'll drink more vegetables, right? And you'll drink more fruits than if you would sit down and just eat it, because it's blended, it's in liquid form. You drink it and your body absorbs it and uses the nutrients. So that's why um, I'm big on juicing, because of that. It's a great way to get the nutrients that you need. Um, so we, as a community, we really need to check ourselves, including myself, because I've been eating a lot of carbs and I've not been exercising how I used to. So I'm making a plan, not a plan, but I'm making a promise to myself that I have to be more conscious with what I do, because um, you know, especially if you have little ones, they're watching you. They're seeing how you eat, they see how you exercise, they see all the things, right? So you want to set a better example for them, right? So I have made a conscious plan to get back into shape. Since I've been out of whack since this whole pandemic, and I do have like 2 gym memberships and I do not go to the gym, but I'm making a I'm making a pact with myself to say that I need to do better, right? And we all have our vices. And right now, mine is not working out. And I have to practice what I'm preaching, right? So I can't tell you to do XYZ and I'm not doing it myself. Because as I said, you know, we have people who love us and they want the best for us, and you want the best for yourself too, because there's nothing like self-love, and we all have to love ourselves, right? So we have to, make this commitment. Sometimes we drop off the wagon, but it's always good to pick back yourself up and just do it, right? Because we're here for our health is all that. I was speaking to someone today, Sandra, And she was saying all we have is our health. And it's so true. um that's the only thing that we have control over. We have control over what we put in our mouths. We have control over how we move our bodies, right? um and we have control over our minds for the most part. Sometimes, um life happens, things happen. Sometimes we're deep in our mind a little bit, but we just have to push through and just keep going and just keep strong because, um, we are worth it. So we definitely have to just keep pushing and keep going. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be hopefully I'll be sharing some more with you all. You all don't know this, but I'm very reserved and very shy. But I'm trying to be more open and come in front of the camera a little bit more than I normally do. Because most of the time you just see my hands making the juices and all of that. But you know, I feel like I'm in the position that I am in for a reason, and I have to make sure that I use it for good, right? And I'm saying that to say that this is just that we all have to be mindful, you know, of and make a conscious decision to be respectful to our bodies. So we have to be mindful of the foods that we eat. Even though I'm here making um, tofu cheesecake and I'm putting sugar and all of this stuff, which is not the healthiest. I'm not doing it every day. I haven't made this in years, but it's my son's birthday. It's his favorite, so I'm going to make it. And I don't even know when I'm going to make another one again, even though people really, really love it. My family really love it. And whoever I've ever given it to, they always enjoy it. So, and this is the first time I actually like sharing my recipe. But, you know, we all have to be just mindful of everything and just make healthy, healthy choices. Um, so I'm going to be making some juices. Maybe I should come on and make and do like a live demo of a juice. Maybe this week. If not, I will be posting here. Of course, I haven't made a short in a couple of days, so I do have to post all the goodies. I post more over. I've been posting over on other platforms, Instagram, but I love my YouTube family, and so I definitely will be posting a few shorts, some videos to share some juice recipes, especially geared to like heart disease and strokes, because that's something very prevalent in the and I looked on the CDC website. I think number two for African Americans was cancers. So with that, I just think that we need to get checked up, get our checkups, right? Go to your doctor. I know a lot of people don't trust doctors, and that's why they don't go to the doctor. But eat once a year, you go to the doctor, do your labs, you know, continue eating right and doing all of the other stuff. But you have to know what's going on inside of your body, right? Um, so do the test, your blood work, do whatever, so you know what's going on. If you feel any way different, get yourself checked out. Because you're important, you know, you are important. So make sure that you're taking care of you. We have our families, and sometimes we put our families first. a lot of times we put our families first, but you'll also have to put yourself first, right? Because if you're not there, you know, they're gonna miss you. So we're not trying to have none of that right now, right? So we just have to keep on pushing, keep on going, keep on eating good, do a little bit of walking. And I'm talking to myself. I'm actually just making this video for myself because you have to get your blood pumping. um it's good for your cardiovascular system. Walk. If it's not too cold, even when it's cold, take a little walk. And you know what I started to do is, when I'm parking, I park at the far end of the parking lot, and then I walk in. So at least I'm getting more steps in. I said that I saw this thing where they're saying you should make over 10,000 steps for the day. And I'm going to start doing that. I've been checking to make sure. I have a smartwatch, which tells me how much calories I burn per day. It tells me how much exercise, how much hours I stay standing. And so I charge it overnight, and in the morning I put it on to keep track of my movement, right? And I'm going to start using it more frequently because I haven't been. So that way, we have to get fit, get healthier. Or if you're already there, that's great. Just keep on doing it. Keep on adding more fruits, keep on adding more veggies to your diet. And don't be afraid to go to the Asian market and purchase. If you see something different, just buy it. Even just buy one and you taste it. If you like it, you buy it again. If you don't, you try different fruit. That's how that's what I have been doing to introduce myself to different fruits. Um because there's so many different varieties of fruits and vegetables in this world, right? So why not try them out? So that's what I do. And it would be nice to just have something new, have a change. And you might like it. So just try a new vegetable, try a new recipe. Sometimes what I do, like if I see something different, I remember the first time I saw Japanese eggplant. It had a different shape. It looked way different from the ones that we're used to seeing inside of the stores. So I just bought two of them. I went to H Mart, I bought two, and then I just looked up recipes on how to do it. And I made a recipe, and I just used the recipe and I made it, and it was so good. It was so good that um the following year we started planting eggplants in our little backyard garden. So, when you try new things, it opens up your palette. you know and to me, like, some people always say, oh, it's so hard for them to transition from um eating meat over to being a vegetarian or vegan or so forth. But YouTube University, there's so many different recipes right here on YouTube. And all I do is just type it in, and then I get my recipe, and then I try it. If I don't like one flavor, or if I don't have that ingredient, I'll leave it out and use what I have. And it's so good, right? So, and just like how I made this whole entire recipe, and I just sometimes you just have to wing it. You don't have to follow everything step by step unless you're baking something that requires like yeast or baking powder, which I didn't use any of that in this, because you need the proper proportions in order for it to rise, right? So other than that, just sometimes you just have to wing it. You taste it, it tastes good. Yes, or if it don't taste good, then you add a little bit more of this, you add a little bit more of that. And you make your recipe and then that's it. So, you just that's how you have to do it. That's how I do it actually. Sometimes, if you're making bread, you're definitely gonna need the exact amount of yeast, the exact amount of flour, because those, work with like ratios. So you definitely need to know a method like that. But if you're making some stir fry or something like that, you put the flavors that you like. And what I like to do is add say like something that I miss, like a cultural food, right? So in Jamaica we use jerk. We use jerk a lot. So I would um put jerk, make jerk, like jerk tofu, whatever, and then just whatever protein alternative that I have, I would just add the jerk seasoning, the jerk flavors to it, whether it's the scotch bonnet or your pimento or whatever spices, thyme, scallion, all of the stuff that that makes your food flavorful. You just add it to your food, and once you have that flavor, you won't miss the meat because you're still getting those flavors in a plant-based version of something else. The one thing that was very challenging for me was cheese. And as I said, Tofuti was like one of the first brands that really had like plant-based cheese, plant-based cream cheese, all of that. So, and at one point, the only milk you could find was soy milk. Everything was soy milk, and then late and then we started having almond milk, and now we have oat milk, we have cashew. There's so many different types of milk nowadays. When I started off, we did not have, that's like over 20, over 20, if it's not, yeah, it's over 20, it's like 24 years, 24, 25 years now that I've been on my journey, right? And we only had soy milk or coconut milk, and that's it. Now you could get almost any type of nut that they have, macadamia, you could get hemp milk, you could get rice milk. Oh, rice milk. It was only rice and soy milk were the only two alternatives in the store. The brand was like Soy Dream or something. I mean, Rice Dream brand and Eden Soy. Oh my gosh, those were like the only thing. But nowadays, there's a wide selection. So people really don't have any excuses nowadays compared to when I first started off, honestly. Um, so just be a little bit creative in the kitchen. Whatever flavors that you like, you just incorporate it and you'll do good, you'll do great. So even if that's just one meal, even if it's just one meal for the day, I mean for the week, you could start off like that because they have like meatless Mondays. So you could start off with a meatless Monday and then you just continue, and then you know maybe two, maybe three, maybe four, maybe every day you're eating plant-based, but are eating, at least eating more vegetables in your diet, more fruits, all of that, right? Oh, so I'm going to be hosting a retreat in Jamaica this summer. We're getting everything together. So in my link, I think I have my link tree inside of my bio where I have a pre-registration form. If you could fill it out. This is my first one. So it's going to be small, very intimate gathering. Um, and we're going to what I really really want to do and what I'm going to do is whatever fruits that are in season, definitely is going to be mango season in the summertime, and I can't wait for mango season because who don't love mangoes, right? My mouth is watering thinking about the mango. Right? So all the fruits, coconut, fresh coconut every day, right? Coconut, whatever fruits are in season, whether it's apple, Jamaican apple, everything, I'm going to make sure that it's there. And whomever, like, even if you haven't tried these fruits, I want to expose you to them, and I can't wait to do that. So the link is in my bio. Just make sure you do the pre-registration, and we're going to be doing that this summer. Okay, so I'm gonna clean up my kitchen now. And I enjoyed talking with you all. And you know, any questions, just leave a little comment there. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, follow, all of that good stuff, right? So it is now 1:41 in the morning, and just waiting on that. Okay, so I will make sure I keep you guys updated and posted on how it all turns out. So thank you all for watching, and have a good night, morning, afternoon, whatever your time zone is. Just thank you all. Okay, good night.